I mean, it's been 20 years. Everything we said is coming true now. Everything.
Oh my gosh, no, it's not. That's the same one. Yep, that's a plasma ball right over the tree.
So, did you ever see one of these in the sky? Hi, everybody. It's Michelle. I'm back in Philly. I don't know what today is, but it's May, the first week in May, and I was out back and I was filming. So, here's the patent. It's atmospheric plasma ball generation, U.S. patent 2016 0097616A1. This is describes the using the high energy laser pulses focused in the air to create the plasma ball that emits intense energy. A second ultrafast laser creates plasma filament to act as a conductive path between the ball and target. So this is all for 6G. Integrating sensing and communication focuses on using metasurface modules and antenna arrays to solve signal loss in a terahertz band. They are changing the canopy of the dome. They have, here's the related patents, laser induced plasma filtration. I have all this research on my YouTube channel community. The plasma ball in the sky, you remember, are likely the laser induced plasma filaments or atmospheric plasma orbs used as high altitude sensors for 6G. Do you not understand? 6G is a synthetic, programmable element. It's alive. It's alive. Okay? So the Golden Dome, they have to send out, I forget the number, thousands of these little sensors. They're low sensors. And for the smart cities like Philadelphia, well, guess what? They will have these sensors everywhere. Okay? So here's the patent. This is in all my research years ago that were showing something over top of New Jersey. Okay? And guess what? That's what these were. And these plasma balls, this is how they do targeting. I think it's odd that I came home today for the first time in a while. And guess what? I got 3 plasma balls over my house. Okay. So the invention concerns a new device based on a very short pulsed discharge, generating plasma balls and plumes over a very long distance. Octopuses that you're seeing in the sky, they look like black squid that we saw in the movie Arrival. They are sigils. I believe Donald Trump has a sigil following him around. So, did you ever see one of these in the sky? Okay. Did you ever see one of these in the sky? Okay. So I've seen these, and that's why I researched them. And let me tell you what they are. I started to see these sigils everywhere in the sky, and I started to realize that there's a 49th key sigil following Donald Trump around. It has to do with the moon and the water. They are rerouting the water, okay? Now I already have all this research done. It's all on my community post. But listen, I had to use AI because I was targeted with a pulse weapon. I cannot organize nothing. So I downloaded 20 years of research from like 8 or 9, 10, maybe 11 USB sticks, and including stuff from ODD, Nicholson, Ritchie, Anthony Patch. And I realized I pushed send, and it took me 3 months to do this. But that 49th key has to do with the lesser key of Solomon. It's called the Ayers Gosha. There's 72 keys. This is payment, okay? This is the black, what you're seeing in the sky. It looks like a squid. Okay, so the entity King Payment is described as the Ayers Gosha as a very powerful king, loyal to Lucifer, and often appears as a man with an effeminate face wearing crown riding a dromedary. The sigil's appearance, a complex geometric design often visualized in occultism and pop culture as having multiple humps or tentacles, worn as a layman for protection. Yeah. So,
When you put a data point on a sigil that represents a fallen angel, that symbol, that sigil, establishes communication with that fallen angel. That is the interdimensional communication system.
in context of the Lesser Key of Solomon, specifically regarding the 49 spirit crow cell, the themes of water and moon are deeply intertwined through symbolism, correspondence, and spirit's unique powers. This is the domain of crow cell, water. This is where the moon, astrological and ritual correspondence as a duke with the planet Venus. The moon plays a crucial role in the border system of the Lesser K. I'm telling you, Anthony Patch explained to us that the residue left over in between the zeros and the ones, that the principalities of the air live in the residue. It's left over, okay? In that residue is where these lesser keys of Solomon and the spirits and the demons are in the principalities of the air. The principalities of the air have a voice. They have a language, a voice, and they are an image. And they have language. It's called the light language. It's data language. And it's how they communicate through sigils. So in the back of your phone, you'll see a sigil. Their cell phone is connected to a certain sigil. Okay? I have that on my video also. I'm sorry this was so long. Come to Moral Compass. This is totally censored. See, Trump has Nephilim tech. Here's the post and everything. Here's piercing of Donald Trump. If you go look at this, this has connections to a ritual coming up. Here's I called this prophetic last week. Here's the bee. When he had the bee, yeah, this is the bee on his coin. Yeah, this channel no longer really gets any uploads. I don't know. I'm trying to find a community because I'm all by myself 97% of the time. This is the dreams. All my dreams are on here. Yo, dudes, you should go here. Trying to let you know. And here's the 49th key. After doing a lot of research on the 49th key due to Anthony Patch's video back in 2016, I have come to the hypothesis that the water demon and moon spirits that are opening the doors all have to do with the crow cell, the 49th demon from the Lesser Key of Solomon, and also the key to the abyss. So I believe through all my research since 2016 that I have no other hypothesis but to think that Trump is part of the spirit of crow cell. It's a high king demon in the Lesser Keys of Solomon. This is the 49th. Now, the water and the moon, I'm telling you, he's got a couple sigils following him around. The whole thing. Donald Trump owns the sun. So Donald Trump and BB, they bought stock in TAO, okay? Donald Trump owns Plasma Technology Sun Simulators. They're going to be running them from inside the data centers. They're like tabletop tokamak fusion centers. That's what they are. I have all the research to prove it. So here is the actual video. Trump is a magician. You might want to go watch that. Here it is. Here it is. So anyway, I mean, it's been 20 years. Everything we said is coming true now. Everything.
There's a plane. You can hear it coming. See it moving across the sky? Here's our plasma ball. See, there's the plane over there. Here's our plasma ball right there. See? Right over the house. It still hasn't moved. Wild. Did you know the only reason why I do this is because I'm by myself 97% of the time and isolated? I'm just looking for a community. I had a dream years ago. It's all documented on social media. Putin is trying to live forever, 150 years old. Him and Xi Jinping already have a deal for it. Donald Trump's going to sell out Taiwan because Xi Jinping, he has the first ever singularity sun simulator. He beat the record on everybody. He did 1,337 seconds, and he kept the plasma spinning around in the tokamaks, meaning he is in front for AI. Donald Trump, he wants to live forever. He's going to sell it out.
Ready and go!
Camera. And I started taking pictures like this every day, trying to catch one clear enough, but they were all blurry. And one day I caught the sun going behind this mountain, and you can see how crystal clear that is. This is what it looks like zoomed in. Now we're gonna compare that with the NASA Sun Simulator patent. Yeah. Oh, the literal biblical Hebrew word for deceive is nasha, or NASA.
A tokamak is the most advanced of current fusion machine designs. In order to get fusion reactions going, you need to keep your fuel hot enough and dense enough, like the center of a star, and you need to keep it like that for long enough for fusion reactions to occur. People have tried and are trying various different ways of doing this. A machine called a tokamak, a Russian design, is the best way we have found so far. The best performing tokamak in the world is JET, which holds the world record for fusion power produced. The word tokamak stands for toroidal chamber magnetic coils. It's a ring donut-shaped vessel with magnetic coils around it that make a trap for the fusion fuel. Inside the tokamak, we heat the fuel to produce a plasma, a superheated gas in the fourth state of matter. We use strong magnetic fields to trap the plasma, and the aim is to hold it stable for long enough for fusion reactions to occur. Within the plasma, the fusion fuels, deuterium and tritium, will then fuse and release enormous amounts of energy. This only happens at high temperatures of hundreds of millions of degrees Celsius. The hot plasma is kept away from the walls of the tokamak by a magnetic.
We're doing the fundamental research to figure out how we can create a nuclear fusion power plant in the future.
Instead, we make up for it by using temperatures that are even hotter to get particles moving fast enough to overcome the repulsive force between them. Tokamaks, like yeast, use magnetic fields to levitate the plasma in the center of the reactor.
ITER in the south of France, that's the International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. It was an amazing experience. The place is absolutely epic, both in its scale and its ambition.
Trump Media has officially announced a merger with TAE Technologies. This is a $6 billion deal to bring nuclear fusion energy to the masses.
Like this are critical, with more than 40 companies looking to get fusion power on the grid globally. We were invited in for an exclusive...
Quiet town of Greifswald, the Wendelstein 7X reactor achieved a milestone that sent shockwaves through the scientific world. It held superheated plasma, hotter than the core of the sun, for 43 seconds. That amount of time may feel short, but in fusion research, it is astonishing. In the past, many reactors struggled to maintain fusion conditions for even a fraction of a second. The Max Planck Institute confirmed the achievement and emphasized how difficult it is to hold a miniature star inside a magnetic cage without letting it escape or destabilize.
Alexandria has built its reputation on its glorious ancient past, but in the new millennium, it wants to be recognised not only for what was, but for what is. And you can't miss this, the Bibliotheca Alexandrina, the new library which Egypt hopes will be the next wonder of the world. No expense has been spared in creating the new Alexandria Library.
We're looking at the site of the famous Pharos Lighthouse, one of the ancient wonders of the ancient world, where the fortress is located now, since the 15th century. And of course, you are in the same place where the ancient library was created at one time. So
these tokamaks are all located from ancient maps where they have the ancient degree of where to put these. So the night Richie read a letter from a subscriber describing this water, it brought all my dreams together for me since 2011. Here's what I wrote. 6G will act as a synthetic nervous system or a biological element rather than mere hardware, using its ultra-high terahertz frequencies to interact with the H320 liquid crystals and metallic nanoparticles to create a fully immersive Internet of Senses simultaneously. The atmosphere is being transformed from a carbon-based canopy to a plasma-based one via injection of conductive aerosols. And I did I did so much content on everything that's in the chemtrails. So the atmosphere is being transformed from carbon to plasma by the injection of mostly the graphene oxide, creating a global conductive plate. This allows 6G frequency to activate the iron inside our bloodstream, essentially turning the human temple into a programmable node. DARPA's vapor fuel connection. This is brand new. 2026, brand new DARPA technology. It's called Low Earth Orbit, VLEO, that run on water or air as fuel. The atmospheric straw. This tech allows principalities of the air to harvest the very water vapor that I'm researching directly from the sky to stay aloft indefinitely. So the plasma balls will be able to stay up indefinitely, and so will all their sigils. They'll all be in the sky. They're saying they're aliens. They're not aliens. They are sigils.